something you can't explain. You feel the blood is pumping faster in your veins. Don't know what's coming or what to say. Just got that feeling that you gotta get away. Yeah, you had your time, but now I'm gonna get what's mine. There's nowhere left on earth for you to hide. I'm gonna take your crown, write your name out of this town. Oh, it's too late to stop it now. In your bloodline, you'll see the red inside my eyes. They'll be burning till I put you in the ground. I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I'm the nightmare you can't escape. You were the predator, but now you are the prey.
What's up, guys?
Paranoia, it suffocates. It's the fear that's gonna lead you to the grave. Yeah, you had your time, and now I'm gonna get what's mine. Get ready, cause it's ending here tonight. I'm gonna take your crown, write your name out of this town. Oh, it's too late to stop it now. In your bloodline, you'll see the red inside my eyes. They'll be burning till I put you in the ground. I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, you had your time, but now I'm gonna get what's mine. Get ready. I'm gonna take your crown, write your name out of this town. Oh, it's too late to stop it now. In your bloodline, you'll see the red inside my eyes. They'll be burning till I put you in the ground. I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna hunt you down.
What is up, y'all? Welcome to the starting line. Sorry that music's a little loud. I have just been poring over stats and just spending a lot of the time this morning getting ready for what aims to be one of our biggest weekends so far this year. I am ecstatic that I'm going to be drawing numbers for every single class that the National Rock Racing Association has, which Don, if you're watching, Big Don races with us in the VIN class. Don, if you're watching, you have some competitors this weekend, and I know Don is a great guy for the sport. Man, he loves to compete, and he always comes prepared. His rig always seems to be running, the best it can be, and it's just been an honor having Don with us so far this year, and we're really hoping to get him some competition this weekend, and on quite a stage, might I add. The fact that we are going to have our family from the north with us, the Icelandic drivers, man, their first trip back to the States since 2018. As you remember, 2019, the COVID hit, and they weren't able to come back. And now that our borders and everything is open, we're going to get to see them back stateside. So very excited to see the Icelandic drivers back here. But our goal today is to draw all of the classes for this weekend, and there ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get into it, man. It's gonna take me a little bit longer than usual, just because we are gonna be pulling for each class, but I couldn't be happier, man. So it's kind of, if you've never watched this before, this is the National Rock Racing Association's show that we do before every race. My name is Nick. We call it the starting line, and basically I'm going to draw chips, poker chips that have numbers on them, and that is going to be the place at where the driver will be racing next weekend. Okay, some things to look out for. The number one chip. Nobody wants that number one chip, and I'm probably the most hated man on Fridays and Saturdays, because I have to draw somebody to be first. It's a tough job, but I'll take it. I'd rather have this job than no job at all. The number 13 chip is very important, because that will allow the person who draws that number to pick whether they go first, 13th, or last. So as you can imagine, when it comes down to weather or the course, loose soil, stuff like that, the race courses can change quite a bit over the course of 10 to 15, 20 drivers, okay? So if that driver thinks that going first will benefit him or her over going 13th or last, then that is their choice. All right, we call that that's the lucky number 13 chip. Some other honorable mentions. Nobody wants to go first on the second hill, so that second chip, nobody ever wants that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We're all doing this for fun in the very end of it, but at the same time, it has gotten serious over the years, and so we try to do this to be as fair as possible. So I am going to bring up the old driver's order drawing chips there, and put me up there in the corner. And we're not going to be drawing RC first. We're actually going to start with the bouncer class. And the reason why is because as you'll see, there's 21 chips on the deck right now. I will draw 21 drivers, and then we will move on to the next class down, okay? And so on and so forth until we're all wrapped up. Now, I'm a one-man show, so I'm going to have to draw the chip and record it in two different places, all right? So I ask for a little bit of patience there. Let me know if this music is too loud, and I'm going to try my best at moving through this as fast as possible, because I know that everybody has to get back to work and so on, but I can't help it but talk about things, news that has come to my attention. So I will do my best to move through it as quickly as possible. But like I said, we do have a full plate today. All right, 21 chips on the deck. We are drawing the bouncer class first. And if you are paying attention, you see that first name up there is not a U.S. citizen's normal name, would you say? Yeah, if you're seeing that, you I hope realize that we are going to have an Icelandic driver who will be racing with us. I am excited to hear about that. Excuse me. All right, everybody. 21 chips on the deck. I'm gonna say Aaron, Ingi Svanson. I probably butchered that. Aaron, I hope I got that somewhat right and I didn't embarrass you or myself. But you are going first, my friend. So, drawing the first chip for Bikini Bottoms. All right, Aaron, number 3, sir. Number 3, Aaron. Okay. And I will ask for all y'all to help me in being safety officers today. I need to make sure that I don't flub up, make sure that I get all the names, the numbers written next to the names. All right. No mistakes. Okay, we take this, like I said, I take this very serious. Next up, Brandon Davis. Number 5, sir. Brandon Davis, number 5. Brandon Davis, number 5. All right. This next young man, I'm excited to announce, Mr. Cash LaCroix. Cash hasn't raced in a big bouncer at all this year, so this will be his first event back, and I am ecstatic to see him killing it in stand back. Stand back is a Tim Cameron built buggy, big block. And Cash has got number 15. Number 15. All right. Next up, Clint Garrison. Clint having some motor issues, but just like you would expect from the bouncer family, dead last, Clint. Bouncer family came together, helped him out. I haven't gotten final word yet, but I would dare say that Clint has a fresh power plant, and we will see him racing in a big bouncer. Another fresh face and new name to rock bouncing. If you watch my other show, On the Hill with Nick, you saw this young man. I had him on just before the hurricane hit last week, and Cooper is now in the jerry-rigged buggy, formerly known as Money Shot. It is a reject fab built buggy, turbocharged LS. Very excited to see this young man behind the wheel, and especially at Bikini Bottoms. All right, that's that one of those chips that we mentioned. Remember, number 2. Now, Coop is a seasoned vet when it comes to racing. However, not in a big buggy. But Coop made it very clear when I had him on the show that this is a building year. He's not trying to come out and break any land speed records. So just getting a feel for the buggy. And I think this will be great seat time. Coop will be going first because here's another thing that I forgot to mention is the National Rock Racing Association does it odds then evens and then evens then odds on the second hill. Okay, so it's going to start off 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on, and then come back and do 2, 4, 6, 8, and then for the second hill it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. Okay, so that's how we do it. So that when I say that number 2 chip is going to have to go first on hill 2, that's why I say it. All right, next up, Daniel Heckley. Daniel, one of the top drivers so far this year, driving a big block Tim Cameron built buggy. Hellbent. Fun fact: Hellbent is the most winningest rock bouncer in the history of the NRRA. And Daniel gets to drive it. Daniel had that killer save at Hawk Pride earlier this year. He was all the way negative, man. The fact that he pulled that out, it was pretty epic. Pretty epic. All right, next up, Dex Browder. Dex racing in a reject fab build buggy. Pretty rowdy machine. We got to see it at Rush Springs Ranch. The third round of the Central Series out there. That was a good time. All right. Staying with the Jays here, Mr. Jack Porter. Jack in that Venom buggy, Venom Racing. Let's see, Jack here, number 20, sir. I'm sorry if that's a little fuzzy. I am using a different camera than I usually do. Number 20, Jack Porter. Number 20, Jack Porter. All right. Next up, Jay Stewartz. Stewartz Racing, that monstrous small block Ford. Number 7, Jay. Not a bad number. Jay had a couple of decent runs a couple weekends ago at Rush Springs Ranch. Laid down 2 good runs. Points on the board. That's what it's all about. Jay's big goal was to break into the top 5. He wanted to be top 5 this year at the end of the year. And he's knocking on the door if he's not there already. He's after Rush Springs Ranch. He's on the right track. Speaking of winningest buggies, Jed Harper going to be next up on the chopping block here. Jed driving the second most winningest rock bouncer in NRRA history, the Tim Cameron built unfinished business. Small block buggy. Man, when that thing came out, it was ahead of its time. It really was. Number 12, Jed. Jed Harper, number 12. Excuse me. All right, John Allen Campbell. Going to be coming up from the Memphis area in Taz. John drives that turbocharged Taz buggy. Probably one of the most unique sounding buggies that you'll hear at Bikini Bottoms next weekend for sure. That money shot or jury rig buggy that I mentioned that Cooper Bentley's driving, that is another turbo motor that it just screams. Very unique sounds. Which it ain't all about the sound, but it's definitely a big part of it. All right, John Hammett. John driving the timeless Hitman buggy. Single-seater. Bright green. John's done a ton of work to it this year. Number 19, John. We were supposed to see him at Hawk Pride, but John had a couple of issues, and you put that much money and time and blood, sweat, tears into a rig, you want it right, and I can't blame him for that. I can't blame him. John, if y'all remember, John had a pretty serious wreck at the beginning of the season at Windrock. John was okay, but the buggy was not. John fared better than the buggy, and thus, it really caused a huge rebuild. All right, next up, Jonathan Andrews. Jonathan, a vet. He has raced at Bikini Bottoms, I dare say, since racing at Bikini Bottoms began, and he is going to get lucky number 13. Jonathan Andrews gets lucky number 13. All right, just a reminder, like we said, Jonathan will get to choose whether he wants to go first, 13th, or last. Congratulations. All right, next up, Justin Wills. I don't think that anyone will pull as far as Justin Wills. Justin coming all the way from North Carolina. Number 17, sir. Justin Wills, number 17. All right. Next up, Kenneth Cozine. Just want to make sure we get everybody filled in where they're supposed to be. Kenneth Cozine, Bad Donkey, number 18, sir. Kenneth has been a busy boy these last few weeks, that's for sure. He was the subject of for the Rush Springs Ranch edition of Highway to the Hill. And with that said, I'd like to take a quick second and just show you guys a teaser of the next episode.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my shop.
All right, right back to it. Dan Carter going to be the subject of the next episode. We had a blast hanging out with Dan in his hometown of Alex City, Alabama. Whoa, what just happened here? Sorry about that, y'all. Alex City, Alabama. Beautiful little spot right on Lake Martin. Lake Martin is just a beautiful area up there. It is definitely a place that I would love to go back and visit when I'm not working. All right, Randall Key. Randall is our only, I dare say the only paraplegic rock racer. I don't think that there's any in Ultra 4. I may be wrong. Not on a regular basis like Randall. Randall driving that monster truck sounding Undertaker buggy. And he says that it is ready to go for Bikini Bottoms. And he also said that he knows Bikini Bottoms. He said Rush Springs Ranch was a little off for him because he is not used to driving on the short course track, which was about half the course at Rush Springs Ranch. Okay, so it was a bit off for him, but he knows Bikini Bottoms. He's raced Bikini Bottoms since the very beginning, and I'm excited to see him out there in a new to him bouncer. All right, next up, Scott Goforth. Running for Scott will be Adam Coots. Adam making the trek down from Perryville with his daughters. He's got two young ladies that are racing as well. Be drawing their names here in a bit. I feel like this bouncer class is just taking me forever. I swear I'm trying to work through it. And if I'm not keeping up on comments as well, trust me, I haven't even given it a thought, and I apologize, but I got some stuff going on here. All right, we got Adam running for Scott Goforth, number 16. All right, we got 3 more chips on the deck here. Next up, Timmy Cameron, number 6. Timmy. Number 6. Not a bad spot. All right, Wade Good up next. Wade. I forgot that chip was even in there, man. Oh, my goodness. Apologize about this, Joe. Wade Good. First chip. Wade currently sitting in that top spot in the bouncer class. If anyone's going to be able to handle it, it'll be Wade. Number 8 will be for Wyatt Wilson. Wyatt, if you remember at Hawk Pride, took quite a lick going up that first hill there, and or was it? No, it was the second hill. It was the second hill. But yeah, it was a rough hit, and again, he fared better than the buggy did, but we're just now getting him back to racing, so we will see. All right, that is it for the bouncer class. I am moving on. Next up is going to be the UTV Cup Series. 15 drivers. All right, 15 drivers, 15 chips on the deck. You guys make sure and let me know if there are any issues. I see some names popping up there that I haven't seen in a while. I'm excited to see Spencer Grindstaff's name on there. One of our young drivers, young motivated drivers. All right. 15 chips. Starting us off will be Alston Tidwell. Alston Tidwell. Number 4, sir. Alston, number 4. All right. Next up, Austin Connell. Always nice to have Austin racing with us. Another one of our young drivers, number 9, Austin. All right, next up, Brandon Davis. You're going to see Brandon's name drawn a lot. The man is an Iron Man of sorts. Number 14, Brandon. One off from that lucky number 14, lucky number 13. Same rules apply as long as we have at least 13 chips. Drivers will have the opportunity to get it. And unfortunately, that number 1 and number 2 chip is in there as well. All right, next up, Cash LaCroix. Number 15, Cash, dead last. I wish that there was a way that I could not mess that up. Number 15, Cash. Cash LaCroix back in dismissed. This might be arguably the last year that he gets to race dismissed, man. That buggy, he's had that buggy for the last 6 years, 6 seasons. So it has been good to him. Okay. Next up is Mr. Clay Cason. Clay will probably have his brother racing for him, Cody, because if you guys were paying attention last weekend, Clay had quite an accident. He's okay, recovering well, but he's probably going to have to sit this one out, and I don't know that he could have a better replacement driver in his brother Cody, who is currently sitting in first place in the UTV stock class, Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. So hopefully, Cody, this will help you out. Cody kind of racing in a class that he's not used to, but hopefully this will help you out a little bit. The number 13 chip going to Clay Cason, but will probably be Cody, his brother, racing for him. At least I hope so. Clay, it's not going to kill you to miss a race, especially after last weekend. Boy, that was a good one. That was a wreck and a half, that's for sure. All right, Clint Garrison, number 2, sir. Clint is. There are some of these points chases that are going to come right down to the very end, and Clint Garrison is in one of those battles right now in that top 3 spot. All right, next up, Cooper Bentley. I mentioned Coop driving the big bouncer for the first time at Bikini Bottoms. It was also my first race. It was at Bikini Bottoms. I drove Smoked Out last year, and it was a blast. All right, next up, Lee Blake. Make sure I got Coop in there. Okay, Lee Blake. Number 6, Lee. All right, just a few more left here. This is the RCV Performance UTV Cup, UTV Unlimited Series, Cup Series. Number 10. This is for Madison King, sorry. And her brother Nathan will be after Madison. Nathan King. That, you can't miss it. The General Lee is going to be going first. Nathan. I'd love to have a camera or be a fly on the wall when I draw these numbers and these guys get the number 1 chip or whatever. Can't imagine. All right, next up will be Richard Hodges. Number 5, Richard. Number 5 for Richard Hodges. All right, next up, Spencer Grindstaff. Number 11, Spence. Okay. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and hanging with me on this lovely Monday afternoon here. I'm currently just south of Tampa. I live in a small town near Brandon, and I've had an outpouring of people who have been checking on me and stuff, and I just so grateful. My bouncer family, checking in on me and stuff, man. It really means a lot. I am doing great. I don't need anything. Please, if you can give anything, want to give anything, there have got to be relief fund aids and stuff available. Please try and link up with one of those organizations because they need it. They need it. About 2 hours south of me, it looks like Europe did during World War II. I mean, it's just destroyed. I have, friends of family who were in the direct path, and they lost everything, y'all. They lost everything. So, I wish that I could do more, but there's not much that I can do at this point. Offer up my prayers. All right. Kind of went off on a tangent on that last one. Timmy Cameron getting the 7th chip. Tyler Bradley 12, and Will Bell number 8. So that will be it for the RCV Performance UTV stock class, the RCV Performance UTV Cup Series. It's right in front of me. Next up will be the UTV stock class, though. They have 12 drivers. So, 13 chip goes away. 13 chip is going away. That number 1 chip, unfortunately, will still be there. All right, this is the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. Brandon Davis is going to kick us off first here once I get these chips laid out. All right, 12 chips, 12 drivers. All right, Rock Life Off-Road, UTV stock class. Brandon Davis, number 6, sir. Brandon Davis, number 6. All right, next up, Braden Upchurch, new driver. He has been hitting them all, though. Number 12, Braden Upchurch. Even when I look at it, I think that it's blinking. It's still not blinking. Dead last, Braden. All right, next up, Braylon Mims. Breland Mims, am I saying that right? Breland. You're going to just tear it off like a Band-Aid, man. Just get it out of the way. These courses are going to be fun, too. Clyde always brings a whole lot of fun to these courses, and this one won't be any different. All right, next up, Charles Carris, number 8. Charles. All right, next up, Cody Cason. Mentioned Cody racing for his brother here in the UTV Cup Series. Cody Cason, number 7, sir. Next up is the points leader in the UTV Bounty Series, Dan Carter. Dan's still knocking on the door, being the top the podium finisher this year. Number 11, sir. Number 11. And while we're talking about Dan Carter here, and I fill in this last spot, let's show the last teaser for the National Rock Racing Association.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my shop.
Try and start running some lines if you want, like get your introduction. Yeah. I know you say you do a couple takes. If you want to try and do it one, we'll try. But
Give me a. We're gonna do everything in one take. It's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be one take. It's gonna be nailed it. Hashtag nailed it.
Hashtag, is that what that is? That is a hashtag. Look at that. All right. Welcome back. Daniel Heckley up next. Number 5, Daniel. I had a lot of fun working with Dan, man. He's a good character for the sport. Taking the points chase serious this year. All right, we got 5 chips left on the deck here. Next up is Dylan Dowler. Number 2, Dylan. All right, next up, Jay Stewartz. Number 3, Jay. Jay started racing in the UTV stocks class just to get more seat time, and I mean, I totally agree with him, man. Every opportunity you can, why not? Why not? Next up is Justin Hoback. Justin driving that 4-seater. Not the only 4-seater that we've had race with us, but definitely the only one that's raced as long as he has. I don't think he's missed a race so far yet this season, which again is why he's one of the top runners for a podium spot this fall. All right, we got 2 chips left, and we got Scotty Harden. Number 4, Scotty. And last but definitely not least, Tanner Garvin. Tanner, you got number 10, sir. So good luck to all of the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class drivers. This class is in its sophomore season this year, and was slow to start last year, much like the VIN class is, which we're going to be getting to here in just a few minutes. But there it is, UTV stock class. Write your numbers down, drivers. Make sure you know where you're at, because when it comes to race time, we will be popping and it'll be going fast. All right, next up, UTV Youth, which is another class that's new this year. They have 11 drivers. These kids always show up ready to go. They're always early for drivers' meetings. They walk around in their fire suits. It's really, really cool. It's cool to see the dads out there on the tracks, cheering them on, but at the same time showing them where to go and helping them out. And it's just really been a good rookie season for this class. All right, first up will be Miss Ava Garner. She's going to be kicking it off for us. Number 7, Ava. Okay, next up will be Blake Heckley. Heckley Racing coming out strong this year. Number 6, Blake. Another Heckley girl here will be... No, correct. I'm sorry. Not Heckley. Havens. Brantley Havens is up next. Number 5, Brantley. Number 5, Brantley Havens. All right. Next up, Bryce Winchell. Winchell, am I getting that right? Did I get that right? I want to say he's coming from Perryville. That would be cool. Number 2, Bryce. I will figure this computer out. One day, it might cost me. All right, Bryce. Now you're up there. Okay, next up, Claire Hoback. The other half, well, a third of Hoback Racing. Number 1, Claire. Claire Hoback, number 1. Okay, Miss Dallas Heckley up next. Number 4, Dallas. Number 4. And up next, Ella Coots. Number 11, Ella. Last. All right, making sure everybody's numbers are in here properly. Next up, Ava Coots. Number 3, Ava. Next up, Gatlin Wills. Miss Gatlin, I want to say, is the one leading the youth class, but I don't want to speak on that for sure. I didn't get a chance to look at the youth class before I got on here with you guys, and then I've just tried to barrel through this because I knew that there was going to be a lot of names to draw, a lot of numbers. All right, next up is Jace Winchell. All right, Jace. You got number 9. And last in the UTV, Youth UTV will be Joshua Hammett, number 8. Number 8, Joshua. All right, I managed to not screw that up too bad. At least I have all the chips this time. All right. Next class is going to be, should be, the RC metal class. 7 drivers in it. We'll start going by a lot faster now, yo. 7 chips on the deck. Let's get to drawing them. All right, Bob Meadows. Number 7, Bub. Actually, did I miss? So I missed UTV Bounty. Okay. I thought I missed one in there. All right. My bad, y'all. We got to go back to UTV Bounty. I definitely don't want to miss that one. All right. So, caught that one before I got too far. 10 chips on the deck. UTV Bounty. Caught that one before I made myself look too much like a fool. Before I made myself too foolish looking. All right, Alston Tidwell going to be up first. Alston Tidwell. Number 6, sir. Okay. Next up, Cash LaCroix, making his way back to the hills. Cash has taken on a monster of a short course program this year as well, so it's been really cool to see him exploring other means of off-road racing and you know, being a Cash fan. I've always enjoyed watching him. He's a hell of a driver and can drive pretty much anything. I'm a firm believer in that. Cooper Bentley up next. Number 2, sir. Cooper Bentley, number 2. All right, next up will be Dan Carter. Dan, the current leader, points leader overall. Number 9, sir. Dan Carter, number 9. Next up will be Joshua Almond. And just a quick note, Daniel Callahan is going to be racing the Callis buggy for Joshua. Joshua should have a new buggy either in the making or just waiting on parts, I guess. I know he's been waiting for it for a while. Number 8 for Daniel Callahan, racing for Joshua Almond. 8. All right, next up, Madison King. Madison also racing in that RCV Performance UTV Cup Series. Number 4, Madison. Okay, we got 4 more chips here. Nathan King up next. Number 10. Number 10, Nathan. Next up will be Richard Hodges. Number 3, Richard. All right, next up, Tyler Bradley. Number 5, Tyler. And last but definitely not least, Wyatt Wilson. Gonna have that number 1 chip, sir. No more chips on the deck. Alright, next we will be going to the RC Metal class. As I tried to start, I almost hijacked my own show. Alright, UTV Bounty. Gonna be up there for a minute. Should be 7 chips. For the RC Metal class. All right, Bub Meadows gonna kick us off. 7 chips. I think you drew that same exact number. All right, next up, Cash LaCroix. Cash, a very talented driver, but also a very talented chassis builder as well. Cash builds his own RC chassis, and he won the championship last year with a chassis that he built. All right, next up, Colton Hoback. Number 1, Colton. Dustin Girding, number 7 here. I assure you that I want to get y'all back to work as fast as possible. I know some of y'all are waiting to see what number you draw, and I appreciate your patience. Justin Hoback, number 3, sir. Nathan King. My name snuck on there. Not trying to screw y'all up. All right, Nathan, number 5, sir. I do plan on racing the RC metal class, but I would rather be the late entry because I'm going to have to be filming. There's going to be a lot going on this weekend, and I really can't. I'm going to do my best, but number 2, I would just as soon be able to get my runs out of the way. That way I can either film the RC class or be available to film other events that might be going on. As you all know, our schedule is always there's always a possibility of it changing. So if this is your first time coming to one of these events, I definitely beg of you, be patient with us. Sometimes recoveries can take longer than normal. Sometimes schedules need to be changed. A lot goes on. All right, next up, let's keep it RC. We're going to do the RC plastic class. There's only 5 drivers in it. Okay, first up will be Bub Meadows. Number 1, Bub. Next up, Colton Hoback. Number 3, Colton. Next up, Dustin Girding. Number 4, Dustin. Justin Hoback. Okay, I got Dustin. Justin Hoback. Number 5, sir. And last but not least, Shannon Nolan. Shannon, you get number 2. Alright, that takes care of the RC class. And last, but definitely not least, will be, and also with 5 chips, will be the VIN class. I am excited to see this class gaining a little bit of traction. We can hope. And here are your VIN class drivers. Kicking us off, Charles Carris. If you have any questions on any of these classes, you can go to www.nationalrockracing.com and check out all of the rules for all of the classes. I had some really good questions today on the youth class. No modifications to the motor, exhaust, no tunes, no nothing like that. You can change wheels and tires, and that's pretty much it. VIN class, again, even though these are supposed to be stock vehicles, safety equipment is a must, okay? So you are going to be wearing a fire suit. You are going to be wearing a helmet. You will have seat belts that buckle, okay? We want you guys to keep coming back and coming back and having more and more fun with us, okay? And if one person, if we have an accident with one person with something that we slouched on for safety or something like that, it's just not possible. So it's not something that we think about, because we don't let you leave the line unless you have the right equipment. All right, kicking us off in the VIN class, Charles Caris, number 5, sir. All right, next up, Dex Browder. Dex's Jeeps, I'm assuming that he's going to be racing a Cherokee, if you know the Browder brothers at all, or Dex for that matter. Them boys love them XJs. And we love to watch them race them, that's for sure. They are some talented boys, that's for sure. Don Curtis, number 4. Don currently leading the VIN class in that big old 1-ton big block Chevy. All right, number 4, Don. Justin Browder up next, number 2, sir. Make sure I got Justin in there. Justin got the second chip. And last, wrapping us up for the day, Colton Hoback in that beautiful ZJ that he raced last at Hawk Pride, number 3, Colton. And that is it, everybody. I can't believe we made it. Congratulations. I hope to see a ton of you on the hills this weekend. Come out. Seriously, I'm going to be standing behind a camera all weekend long. Come give me a hug. Come say hi. Something. I love interacting with you guys. I love hearing about where everybody comes from, and especially the Icelandic guys. Man, come out and enjoy those with me, because those guys are always a ton of fun to watch. But that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. I got to catch a plane here in less than a couple of days now. So I look forward to seeing everybody out there. And everybody take care. Be safe. And again, if you can give to relief efforts in Florida, please help if you can. Okay? On my behalf, on the behalf of the NRRA, we would appreciate anything that you can give. We'll see y'all soon.